Alright, greetings everyone, this is Mac here. I'm going to do another Minecraft video. Had a lot of problems since my last video. If you watched the last one, I was running the Millenaire mod, and since that time Minecraft updated, and in the update I foolishly did not back up my save game, so when I reopened it with the failed installation of the mod, all of my mod specific bricks, like the mud bricks and stuff, vanished, and I had a huge Hindi village which I had helped them to build, and it was missing walls and ceilings, and unfortunately when I finally fixed the mod, they didn't come back, of course, because I didn't back up my save game. So foolish me, measure twice, cut once. Anyhow, I got really angry at myself when I didn't play Minecraft for a while, but I decided to give the Better Than Wolves mod a run, and ended up playing for like 9 hours on Sunday, which is an extremely long time of gaming for me, given my current work and home situation. But got into it, built a pretty nice little base here. I'm going to walk you around and show you some of the features of the new base and the mod specific, which obviously I like because I played it for 9 hours. But first I'm going to nap out and show you around in the light of day. Okay, so I'm not using this Fax texture pack, even though that it's still my favorite. They didn't have a complete pack for the updated mod, so I'm using the Pandoku mix right now, which is only a 64-bit texture pack versus the 128 that I was using, but it'll work for now. I think it's a little better than the default, and still keeps kind of a Minecraft feel. So this is the basic workroom of my little hovel here. Of course there's another gate, which is more useful now. I haven't done a lot of exploring there. I spawned like just over there, so I decided to build a hut on the ridge because I had a mine, a little mine trench there, lots of sand, and there's some water right down there. So I had everything I needed to start with, as well as a lot of trees. So this area I spawned in is very cow rich, but I decided to set up breeding pens for cows and chickens. See, I got a few chickens in here. And one of the nice things about the Better Than Wolves mod is they'll eat food even if I don't hand it to them, if it just launches out. So I set up dispensers with wheat inside, and it launches them out. Two got it there, and then they breeded. I'll try to do it the same here with the cows. And once you get two, they'll breed and make more noisy cows. You can see I've got some wolves here. They're a little more useful now because you need their wolf dung to make some of the more advanced things for the Better Than Wolves mod. Like you can see here, I made a windmill. I've kind of moved past that one because every time it rains, the gearbox blows out and the windmill no longer functions for mechanical power. I originally had a mill up here. I just got sick of replacing the gearbox every time it rained, which it never rained until I built the windmill, and then it rained like every day. So downstairs, now I've got a mill stone there, and that's powered by a water wheel. See, there's the water. It's been in the wheel. And And then I've got a saw blade here also, powered by a water mill on the other side. So what do you do with a millstone? Yes, I'm growing hemp. Two main uses initially. You can use it to grind up wheat, and eventually it's going to spit out some flour. Just like that. And initially, you have to use 3 wheats to make 1 bread, but if you bake a unit of flour in your furnace, 1 unit of flour will get you 1 unit of bread. So it's a little work to get a millstone and all that stuff going, but once you do, it makes your wheat 3 times more effective in making bread. So you can see outside I've got my little tiny functional garden outside here with my wheat. I've got some sugar cane, and then of course I'm growing my marijuana outside just because I have anxiety, so I got a medical card to, you know, just help me sleep and relax. This hemp grows 2 blocks high. I find it's quicker just to let it grow to the 2nd block and then harvest it. If you try to grow it from the ground up, it takes a lot longer. So once you get a hemp farm growing, it gets pretty quick to produce the hemp. Okay, and we're through grinding up the flour now, and now it's grinding up the hemp, and then it makes hemp fibers, which is a useful resource for making not only rope, but fabric like this, which is what I used to make the windmill, and then the rope here, which you can use with a anchor to basically spelunk down a long trench or something, as opposed to mining down. You can climb down the rope and climb back up. Makes cave exploration a little easier. And we'll go with the nether rack. What I spent the most of my time setting up on Sunday when I was playing for so long is you can make what's called nether coal. If you grind up I'm just going to grab some here. First you grind up the coal and you get the carbon powder. Just like that, so one per one. And if you grind up the nether rack, and it screams while you do it, which is disturbing, but apparently there's lost souls in the nether rack. But it'll grind that up and make... I'm just going to take that out because it's loud and annoying. So it makes you the ground netherrack, and this here is a hopper, which is basically a filter. Eventually you want water running through it so all the stuff flows into it. But if you toss not the hemp, but the netherrack, ground netherrack in there, you get hellfire dust. Then you make what's called a stewing pot, and you can see I've got a hibachi down there, which is basically a powered flame source that'll heat the stewing pot, and you throw your ground netherrack and your carbon ground up in there, and it'll cook it. You can see the flame, it's just like the furnace. eventually you get nether coal, which is essentially just like coal, only twice as powerful. So instead of 8 units of iron or whatever you're smelting, you can do 16. So it makes your coal more efficient, which I think is cool because it makes netherrack a little more useful than, you know, just as decoration or mobile flame sources. The other nice use for the stewing pot is, of course, stewing. You can just throw any food you have that's uncooked in there, and it'll cook it. So you could throw everything in there at one time, you know, all different ingredients, walk away, and eventually when you come back, it's all going to be cooked. So this is my little food larder there, you can see. Got some stuff, mostly steak. But now if you kill wolves in this mod, you get wolf chops too, so you can use them as a food source as well. And that's the other thing. The eggs, now you can hard boil eggs, making them edible. So eggs, you tend to get a ton of them when you're breeding chickens, makes that into a food source as well, which is nice. The thing I really like about the Better Than Wolves mod, at least so far, is it takes a lot of effort to build stuff, like the water wheels and such, but once you get them put together, they do help things become more efficient, but it doesn't seem like a hack or anything, because it takes a lot of time and effort to build this stuff. Eventually I want to build a, it's probably my next task actually, is build a nether coal factory, which will be, you know, with flowing water. It'll be pretty much automatic. I'll just throw the raw ingredients in there and get my finished product without any manual labor involved. I'm going to take all this food out of here real quick because I got to show you one other feature of the it's not, it used to be called a cauldron, but now it's a stewing pot because vanilla Minecraft has a cauldron, so they changed the name. The other thing I've been using it for, at least thus far, which is a little more labor intensive, but it helps, because to make the water wheels you need either glue or slime jelly, just like building a piston or something. But glue is part of the mod, but in order to make it, you have to, this is a bellows, which will blow onto the fire and make it hotter. I haven't automated this yet, so I gotta do it manually. You can see I'm pumping it back and forth. It's blowing air on the fire, making it hotter. See, if you stop, the flame goes all the way back down. So I'm going to keep stoking the fire here, and eventually it will render the leather. You can use any kind of leather, or like zombie flesh, which you tend to get a lot of, or feathers. Any of that, you can boil it down into glue, just like so. And that scoured leather I have, basically if you just take regular leather and put it into the mill, it'll scour it, and then if you cook the leather with wolf poop from these little guys, which they will eventually poop if you feed them any kind of meat or food, then you make finished leather, which is basically leather you can make apparently better armor out of it, or use it to make belts, which builds the saw and stuff that I have downstairs. I'll just show you the saw here. You can use wood more efficiently if you cut it up in the saw first. Basically, you just place the block in front of the saw, and it'll cut it into different size pieces. Like the siding is the first one. If you put a piece of siding, it makes molding, and then you get a corner block. You can build different size stuff with this, or use it for constructing different things like the water wheels or the hoppers and such. See, I've got a pretty good stash of hemp fiber right now, just because I've been growing hemp since the get-go. And again, I'm not a pothead. I just use it for the fibers and fabric. Yeah. Gonna have to kill the spider. Kind of been remiss on some of the Minecraft basics. I haven't found a whole lot of diamond yet, just enough to make one diamond pickaxe so I could get this portal built so I could get some netherrack and experiment with making nether coal, which worked out. So like I said, I want to build a automated nether coal factory, which is going to be my next step. And there's a ton of stuff in this mod I haven't explored yet, so we'll get to that as I do, and then we'll see how it works out. But like I said, so far I've liked playing the Better Than Wolves mod, just because it feels like Minecraft. It's not like, you know, some of the ones where you build kind of hackfest tools that make everything easier and cost less resources. But when you're getting stuff like this nether coal, it takes time and effort to get it. It's only twice as effective, which, you know, 2 times as much is still worth doing, but it's not overpowered, at least I don't think so. So pretty cool. Planning on doing maybe one Minecraft video a week going forward, because I don't like recording as I'm playing. I just kind of like showing you what I've done after I'm finished, and then playtimes for playing. So I like to not have to worry about recording videos or making commentary as I'm doing, you know, boring, mundane stuff like wandering around and mining iron and coal and such, or getting these stupid cows to follow me. Actually had to go a ways to get chickens. The cows, like I said, were all over the place when I spawned here. Chickens took a little more work. Actually had quite a few wolves right in the woods there. This cattle ranch and the farm and stuff are going to be expanded as I go. I'd like to automate some of this stuff as well, but I still have to play around and figure out the physics and such for the mod, which could take some time, but that's part of the fun. So don't think there's a whole lot else I need to show right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video, and maybe make something next week once I get a little deeper into the mod, and I'll show you what I've built at that time. But until then, take it easy, and again, this is Mac, and I will catch you later.